The story of money. What is money, anyways? Episode 001. Let's start right at the beginning, ground zero.
So yes, let's start at the very heart of the matter. What is money after all? Now, even though we might think we know it all too well, it could turn out to be more than what we think. On the most basic level, money is a measure of value. Strictly speaking, money itself has no value. This may seem odd to us, as we're used to thinking of money itself as having value, but the distinction will become clearer as we explore this further. Money is also technology, at least in the paradigm of my other series, TecC. It's a system, an institutional technology, if you will. And, in that sense, it's also a social contract. It works only if both parties in any exchange involving money agree to its value. If $10 is worth something else to you than it is to me, we're not in business.
Signal versus noise.
We can think of another social contract we use all the time: language. The very words you're reading or hearing here, every single word is a more or less random combination of sounds as it evolved by historical accident. And still, we are both in agreement as to what a certain combination of sounds, or the corresponding written form, means. If we don't, we are not speaking the same language, literally.
Trust or bust.
The one difference could be that the social contract of currency is backed up by the state. This was not always the case, and with the advent of digital currencies, I'll get to how that works, or doesn't, in due course. We again see the phenomenon of non-centralized monetary instruments. Still, for most of us, in most situations, what we use as money is guaranteed by the state. I promise to pay the bearer, etc. Whether it's private currency or state-backed, one thing is fundamental: money works on the basis of trust. No trust, the paper in your hand may be worthless, however intricate the carvings of the face of a king or president on it might be. The textbook scenario of trust breakdown is, of course, hyperinflation, extreme devaluation of currency because of eroding trust in the state issuing the money. And the classical example of this is Zimbabwe, where even a trillion Zimbabwean dollar note was less than a cent or a penny. That widely circulated story of how you had to push a whole wheelbarrow of cash just to buy a loaf of bread, and by the time you got to the baker's, all that cash was worth less than said wheelbarrow. So yes, the wad of cash stashed away under the mattress might feel comfy, not just physically, but in the reassurance of it being safe, having everlasting value, but it might just not be the same another day. Still, that's a story for another day.